Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, your place for news and gameplay. Some good, some bad, and let's be honest, likely some rage and tilting. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell for notifications. Today's episode, taking a quick look at this update 5.2 and my first thoughts and opinions that I've seen over the last couple of days, including those of the event. But before we get started, I'd like to share a little bit of news that probably a lot of you have already heard. So the shield breaker. A lot of us have been against it. We didn't agree with the mechanics that it was being implemented, that the absorption shields were going to be essentially nerfed right into the ground. And for those of you who are active on Facebook, you've probably already seen it, but Pixonic has announced that they are scratching the shield breaker, at least as it is right now. They haven't said they're getting rid of it completely, just that they are foregoing the shield breaker for now, and they may look at re-implementing something similar in the future, but they would have to rework it in order to make it viable in the game. They said they think it's an interesting mechanic, quote unquote, and perhaps it may be, but definitely not in the implementation that it has been in the last couple of weekends on the test server. So beyond that, this upcoming test server will include a couple of things. First off, there will be the Behemoth and the Phantom again, and from what I hear, the rendering and the skin's supposed to be a lot more smoother and look quite a bit more different, so they're going to be a lot more polished. And the other thing that we're going to be looking at in the test server is there will be Pixonic is calling it a tweak to the Ares specifically, and that has to do with trying to counter this Ares train. And what they're going to do is they intend to slow down the Ares while its absorption shield is active. Personally, I don't think that's quite enough. The Ares is extremely fast and can run away from just about any other bot on the field. And I do think there probably needs to be more of a rework to it. And as you can see in my hangar, I do have an Ares, so I am speaking as a person who runs an Ares. I'm not the most expert in running the Ares by any means. I have 2 shredders and pulsars equipped on it, and I think I have the curse of Manny because I rarely lock down anybody with those weapons. And I'm an expert league, so I'm not running into a lot of people running anti-control. But that's a completely another story for another time. So they will be slowing down the Ares. I don't know by how much, so we'll be testing that this weekend. There are going to be some other things coming down the pipe. I don't have any specifics, so I don't want to share any possible rumors that I have. The other thought is there, and it has been mentioned by Islander, that there is this third bot called the Leech, and we don't know its mechanics. We don't know what it looks like, what kind of weapons it can hold, and whether it's this weekend or not, we'll see. I haven't heard any other people confirm the Leech, but Islander's been bang on so far, so I trust him at his word. The last time they released the Ragnarok squad, they released 2 bots on one weekend, and they polished them up, and then they released a third bot on the following weekend. So if they follow that pattern, this weekend could potentially see that third bot. Now, getting into the update 4.2 as well as the special delivery and the event. Now, as everybody knows, they have changed the honor system. So if we go over here to the honor points and to see the duration of the crates, one of the things that a lot of people have probably realized is Pixonic kind of screwed up the whole conversion mechanism. And what I mean by that is there are a lot of players out there who are really close to the next crate. I was, I think, 2 points away from my silver crate. Not a big deal. It's only the silver crate. But there are a lot of people who are within, 50 points, 10 points of their Champion League crate, as an example. And as you can see here, if we look at the Champion League crate, it takes 650,000 honor points to get there. Now, with the conversion, you would have thought that Pixonic was converted properly so that whatever honor points you currently have in relation to where you are towards your next crate, they would give you the equivalent honor points in this new structure. But that's not what they did. They dropped everybody down to the last crate they received. So for instance here, if I happen to have been within a few points of the expert crate, but I didn't get it before this honor system was put out, they dropped me all the way back down to as if I had just gotten the diamond crate. And I know a lot of people were upset about it, and rightly so. It really is simple math to do this conversion, so I'm not sure why Pixonic didn't do it. But I guess we'll just have to learn to live with it unless Pixonic can somehow compensate its player base for this essential bit of a screw up. Now, that being said, let's talk about the honor system in general. So, the situation we have here is that people progress throughout the league systems here at different intervals. Now, what I mean by that is some people play, casually, some people a little bit more hardcore and play, 50 or 100 battles a day, who knows. And there are some people out there who are saying they're progressing much faster. So there are some people, for instance, I've heard on Facebook saying in the Champion League that they are progressing through this various honor points and the various crates a lot quicker. There are others on there, however, are saying that they're progressing quite a bit slower. Pixonic did say on their dev stream that you should be progressing at about the same level. Now, the problem here is with the bonuses that Pixonic has given out. And I'm going to see if I can pull up a screenshot here. And the first screenshot I'm going to show you right here is my current reward system for being an Expert 2. And as you can see here, as an example for a win, I get 275 honor points. However, if we flip over, I had somebody else send me some screenshots of being in Champion League. They get 470 points for a win. So that's a difference of almost 200 points. Now, why is that significant? Because that actually ties into the event tasks. So if we go back and we look at the tasks for the event, and I specifically didn't claim any of my tasks yet, you'll see here we have one to actually do wins. 1,600 honor points for wins. Now, taking into account the bonuses people are now getting for certain elements in these tasks, because these event tasks now seem to be all honor point based, where you are in the league will get you those points a lot quicker. So for the wins, previously in various past events, we'd be, for instance, win 3 times or win 5 times, something along those lines. And so it was fair for everybody. Everybody had to get those, say, 5 wins. Now, if you look at this honor points, 1,600 honor points for wins, for myself, an Expert 2, I have to win 6 times to get that. However, if you're in Champion League, as an example, with 470 points you get just for a win, you get that in 4 wins. So imagine a player struggling trying to achieve these points down in Silver League, Gold League. They're even at a further disadvantage. They have to get even more wins to earn those points. And to me, this is a big mistake. The tasks should not be based on honor points. They should be based on actual events that you need to do. If you need to get wins, you get wins. You don't do it by the points, because what you're doing, you're holding the lower tier players at a significant disadvantage to those of the higher tier players. And let's be perfectly honest, the ones at the lower tier players are the ones that probably need this stuff the most. So while I understand the mechanism for wanting to give people in higher tiers bonuses, and I know Pixonic is trying to think of the means that, well, if you give them more bonuses with honor points, they can get their crates maybe a little bit faster, then maybe some of these people who intentionally tank and drop to farm silver, maybe they'll stay up there a little bit more. However, if you're running an event based on the points that give bonuses for the league that you're in, you're doing a disservice to probably 80% of your community that's in Expert League and below compared to those in Masters and Champion League. It's just a wrong way to do it, in my opinion. I usually try to withhold my thoughts and opinions for a little bit longer as I look at the event or look at the update. But I saw a significant imbalance here, and I'm the type of person where I just want it to be free. Not free. I want it to be fair for all players. And I can get behind giving bonuses to people in higher leagues for progressing through their league crates a little bit quicker. I can understand that they're in higher leagues. They have much harder gameplay and competition. And if they're running in squads or running in full squads, facing max gear, I understand that completely, and I agree with rewarding them as such. However, you don't bring the honor points into an event because those honor points now have bonuses associated with what league you're in. So I disagree with this completely. I think these should be event-based, not honor point-based. So that's my opinion. Anyways, I'm just going to end it there. There are a lot of things going for the event. Like, I don't want to be completely negative, because if we actually go into the special deliveries here and we look at the contents, we have some good stuff. We have the 3 remodeled weapons. We have the 2 legendary pilots here, and there's also more legendary pilots here down at the end. Personally, I wish they would have the ability that if you get a legendary pilot, you can unhire them or sell them somehow. For instance, I have a Minji Novak, and she's for the Ares. I'm probably never going to own another Ares, especially if they decide to nerf it. I would rather sell her for at least some gold or something, but we'll see. If we look at the bots, we have the Eldritch Ares, a Fenrir I wouldn't mind to have. Like I said, I don't really want a second Ares. Aojun is good. Ares is good. There's actually 2 Ares, the Eldritch Ares and the regular Ares. For those people who want an Ares, that'd be a good bot for people to have if they can get a reward for it. Anti-control and last stand. As a very low spender, I don't own a single anti-control, and I don't own a single last stand. So I would be happy to get one of those or multiples of those. The legendary pilots, you know what? I really don't care about getting a legendary pilot. To be perfectly honest, you can get almost just as good of a pilot as using a regular pilot, and they're not tied to a specific bot. The only legendary pilot we have here that is not tied to a bot is Adrian Chong. And then, of course, we have our various components, and we have some gold, and we have some power cells. So we all know from past events the rewards sucked completely. So over the last few events, they've done much better with rewards, and I can't fault them on it whatsoever. They're giving really good stuff. But it's just the way they're going about allowing people to earn the tokens or the coins in order to obtain these items. It's just doing it based on honor points is not the right way to go. And I hope they listen to some feedback and maybe somehow change it, because it really isn't fair for the entire community and the entire player base, given that a Champion League player can almost get through their tasks twice as fast as somebody else who is struggling in the lower leagues, who is trying desperately to earn silver, to upgrade their stuff, to be able to maybe get one of these bots or work through the workshop, grinding themselves out just to build something so they can maybe go up a league or something. I think the events should be fair across the board for all players. Anyways, that being said, if you like this, or if you have any comments, or if you have any questions, please leave them below. I'm really interested to hear what people think of this current update as well as the event. And until next time, cause some mayhem, the field for me.